go for a ride. Disclaimer, this channel is not disparage any particular race, group of protected people, incite hatred or violence. All things discussed are for entertainment and educational purposes only. It conforms with all terms of service and community guidelines. If you're watching the replay, please hit the thumbs up. Please share this out. I ain't really doing much. Just screw it down. It's nasty up here. Nasty. Oh, this guy's filling his tanks. Filling his little 1 pound tanks. I gotta go find that. I gotta find my adapter. I'm gonna go to Walmart and just buy. I'm not gonna buy any more of those propane tanks. Real lively crowd here today. I'm gonna go pick up some Amazon shit. The freaking locker's broken. The gosh damn locker's broken. And the guy hid one of my packages behind the ice maker. I don't even know if it'll be there when I get there. I'm trying to set up my home office. Anyone that knows me knows how much shit I got going on. I'm gonna get organized. I lost my house. I lost only my favorite thing, my garage. I lost my home office. So we're gonna set up a new one. Be able to do all my administrative work and shit. Rebuild my life once again. Constantly rebuilding my life, and they'll tear it down. The only thing we shop for is like food and necessities. I gotta get some clothes. I need new clothes. We're out in the middle of nowhere. Middle of freaking nowhere. I need gas too. Yeah, I don't want to break camp. I just want to get my work done today. That's it. It's supposed to be snowing here. It ain't snowing. That's 8:18, yeah. 6 hours over there. If I miss your comments, because I'm driving. Right there. Nasty day. Nasty weather. It's cold and damp all the time. Fucking frigid and damp. Get gas, get this shit. I was gonna go into Walmart, but I'm gonna return that thing. I'll do that later. I'm just gonna grab what I need and get back. I'm gonna set this shit up. Set up my home office. If everything's here. I'll show you how to survive being freaking homeless, living in a vehicle. I'll show you how to fight the system. It's oppressive. Fucking beast system. It's a beast system. Powered by the devil himself. Church. I wonder if they got a food thing there. Oh, they did. They got a food thing here. Dreary state. This fucking dreary. It's certainly not Florida, is it? The Carolinas. I've been in the Carolinas almost 2 years now. nearly like I did in Florida. Or Ohio or New Hampshire. But I've had a ton up here too. We have like 5 or 10 cop encounters up here. Straight up coming after me. South Carolina's alright. You see my van tour, I did that, whatever that forest was down there. It was kind of pretty. I like it. Let's go, Chip. You know, just going to the broken Amazon locker. That's it. I was gonna go to Walmart. I'm not. That's it. I was gonna go to Walmart. I'm not going to Walmart today. Go to Walmart today. Screw that. I'm gonna pick up the rest of my home. Federal. Hey, there's a Federal Reserve. 7. Yeah, it's probably about the same here. 27 degrees. I just gotta return that wall for my tent I bought the other day. I'm having so many issues with Amazon. I don't know where the post office is here. Do you want me to, I'm gonna wipe that computer so it's all nice and fresh for you. When the guy gave it to me, and there's no bloatware on it. It's fresh 11 install, Windows 11 install. And all, I don't know, it was Chrome and OpenOffice. But OpenOffice is pretty defunct though. I just downloaded Libra. And Libra's awesome. I use dark mode and shit. It works really well. Yeah, it's got stickers all over. Maybe you'll like them, maybe you won't. Oh, thanks. Oh, let's hit that car. Starling. Oh, we're not on the Starling's under the seat. I could put it on my dashboard, but it's a fucking Cricket Wireless right now. Jitterbug phone. Yeah, it's covered with stickers. Got cats and hamsters on it. Fucking memes and shit. Hey, you might like it. If you don't like it, just take them off. Yeah, I was gonna sell it, but it ain't fucking worth it. Let's give it to you as a Christmas gift. I came up a little bit around here last fucking week or so. Got a Jitterbug phone. Oh, I watched something last night, and I want to post it on here maybe, on Kyle Odom. I forgot all about that guy. He said a pastor was a fucking lizard person. And he pew-pewed him 9 times with hollow points. One in the cranium, and like 8 to the body, and the guy recovered in like 2 weeks. So the guy was a lizard person. Yeah. Go, you can read his manifesto. He graduated magna cum laude from some prestigious college. Super smart guy. Like, all the hallmarks of being targeted shit. I believe him. And now he's in jail for the rest of his life. Kyle Odom. And some of the shit I dealt with, I totally understand it. And another genius. Like, they're always framing these geniuses, like him and, pretty sure the kid did the Batman thing, the Dark Knight Rises. I'm pretty sure he was super smart. And this other guy, who's the other guy now? Tyler Robinson? Fuck, they ain't gonna guess it. All these people with like 130 IQs and shit. Come on. Oh my God, there's so many here. Behind these machine. if you just put in Kyle Odom, the first, it'll come up as a manifesto right away. Wrong damn side. Oh, one of the packages is here. Shit. I was driving my Volkswagen for a second. Close. Still really fucking close. think we're good. I think we're good on gas in this freaking thing. They're so nice in there. I've been taking my packages, they're not supposed to. Oh, is that person part of a ranch? Ranch next to people? LGBT? Who cares? Oh, where are you going with that? You know the nation's run by billionaire pedophiles? What do you think of that? Billionaire pedophiles. Oh, here, outside. Just going into town here. I ain't going to Walmart today. We're building my mobile home office. We're building my law office in the van around a picnic table. Gonna fight the power. We got a quarter of a tank now. Isn't that good? Some really good deals coming up on Marketplace for Class C's and Class A's. I'm saying green radio. on Bubba. People are sick. So yeah, that investigator from the prosecutor's office called this morning. I was still sleeping when he called. It's the same as in June. The prosecutor don't call me. They have an investigator call me. So we'll get with the prosecutor. But I emailed the prosecutor, have the prosecutor call me. And they just delay, install. I'm not even calling that guy back. I emailed them. So you haven't answered any of my questions. So they sent me an ADA request form. They didn't answer any of my questions. Just sent me an ADA request form. That's it. And I talked to representative at the congressman's office. My fucking voice recorder was down. It's out of battery. It's like, yeah, we can't get involved in any of this stuff. So isn't the congressman, didn't he swear an oath of office to uphold and defend the Constitution? Yeah, but the separation of powers, it's illegal for us to do this. Is it the same runaround? I said, oh, geez, I don't know what to tell you. Oh, that sucks. I don't know what to do. No one knows what to do. This dog and pony show. Just fucking pass the buck, kick the can down the road. And they got a duty and an obligation if you're reporting on such matters. They can't just ignore them, but they do. They are bound to uphold this shit. Citizens' rights get trampled out here? That's not okay. It's far from okay. Yeah, I wish I could have recorded the phone call, but it's the same as every other phone call. But the House, he's working with the Consumer Financial Protections Board and the Federal Trade Commission now. I'll handle it myself. I got the ball rolling. Amy, my credit jumped 22 points yesterday. 22 points, almost back in the 800s now. Not bad for being a homeless, fucking alleged schizophrenic. We're gonna do some good shit with that. This life, the attacks. Oh, let's freaking see these attacks that start coming again. They just can't help themselves. Build your life, they tear it down, you build it again, they try to tear it down. I wonder if that box will fit your shit. Yeah, you'd be able to do a lot of shit on there. I think it's got a 500 gigabyte. I believe it's an NVMe in there. It might be an SSD, but it's not a regular hard drive. I think it's an NVMe. Yeah, it's got 12 gigs of RAM. Also, the processor ain't the greatest, but just for doing, like, you can watch YouTube on there and shit. You just can't like video it or play anything over like PlayStation 1. Probably playing Dreamcast on there and shit. But yeah, you'll be fucking good to go. And it looks fucking brand new. I bought that last year? About a year ago? Yeah, it looked brand new. It still looks brand new. It got me through a year and a half. Get your life fixed. shit kicked out of you. Park where we'll fucking drop out here in a second. Oh, this place is for sale right here. Oh, you probably can't see it. It's darn. They want like 10 grand for it. It looks straight up. It's fucking depressing in there. It's like all this old ass wood looking shit. Your mother, your daughter. Hey, grow your channel, get your shit done. Everything's for sale in here. Would not live here. Oh, a friend of yours. Oh, where's my neighbor? I guess he's got a big bus. You know, a crazy guy, James. I wanted to fucking blow rails and shit. Somewhere. Just going with a friend. Cut these people out of your life. It's Tierra. It's Tierra. Tierra right there. Yeah, James. Yeah, he came over yesterday. He's like, oh, where can I do a bump? I should just let him do it at the picnic table, but I don't know if he's married or whatever. He's driving around his Cadillac, brand new Cadillac. He's paranoid as fuck. Like all the bathhouses are closed here. He can't go in and do his drugs. Like, he got a whole ass bus. Like he's gotta be married. I'm trying not to show it to his wife, I guess. He looks a lot like a freaking Anthony guy that came over the other night too. It was me and Tony, and Anthony came over, and Tony's got all fucking jealous and shit. Set this shit up again. My rug is covered in mud. Shanty down. Shanty down. So fucking flooded. Set all this stuff up. Be up by Thursday. Yeah, I'm on now. How about fucking now? Wrap these cables up all nice to look like fucking shit again. filthy. You're tracking mud all in this thing. Such a dirty life. Dirty and cold. Nasty, nasty. No, probably get out here again. I'm not staying here long. I got so much work to do. How are they expecting me to work this fucking hard? I'm disabled. Not supposed to be working. All I do is work. They're doing shit that no one should be doing. Mute? We're on mute. Why are we on mute? Yeah, don't sell it. Yeah, just cut the losses there, I think. All right. This guy, the Amazon guy, put this in a bag and put it behind the ice machine outside. I'm surprised it's still there. This shit. Monkey. Not gonna fit. Home office. I'm doing an unboxing. Yeah, sell that shit. Nothing on now. The market's collapsing. What do we get for $8? $8. $8. See if this fits in there. See if this works. It's not even like fun stuff. This is so I get work done. How are you gonna be a disabled person? Work shit. Yeah, I'm watching all the stuff on the new housing collapse. You guys better buckle up. I never felt the kind of dread I felt when I lost my house. Nobody even called me or talked to me. Nothing. The family just leaves me out there to die. Oh, gee. Scratch post. What? How the fuck did that happen? That's unbelievable. They just run away? I'm sorry, that's horrible. Bunch of scumbags. I wish you didn't tell me that. I don't care anymore. Maybe I'll come back. What did you call those people? How's this fucking thing work? Yeah, I'm so sorry to hear that. Alright. Little monitor. How do they make these things? It's fucking cheap. Oh my God. Oh, I can use this with my phone too. I can use this with my phone. So if I don't want to bring a whole ass laptop, I can bring that on my phone. Down like the Clucks or something. It runs. Yeah, that's I don't know what to do about that. I can run this. I can run. I'm upset about that. I could run this thing off a power bank in my phone. Place one. It's tough. It's really hard. Even I was at my house, the central AC and heat broke for years. I had no heat, no AC in that house. And it's just, that sucks though. That sucks really bad. Who's he just roaming around outside or something? It looks like it's gonna be way worse in 2008. Alright. Let's see if this is gonna fucking work. Yeah, I'm upset about that fucking dog. That was a good dog. You don't really usually wander away, I didn't think. Fuck. Let's set this up outside. I gotta do fucking work. Oh, I gotta put this shit together. I got an arm, so I can put this thing on the picnic table. Put it on my leaf table over here. Shoes. Back in meds. Call it. I'm sure you call the animal shelters and shit. And there's too much shit in here. Way too much shit. I'm not setting up my PC. Oh, don't need that. Yeah, put something on. You got that like next door app and shit too. This fucking works. I pray he comes back. Hope and pray. That was devastating. Remember when my son came in when Cookie died and he was motherfuckering me? I guess his dog got hit by a car. Will this fit in there too? Oh, this one, both things. Oh, we got an office on the go. Yeah, stupid piece of shit, kid. Piece of crap. This works. Stupid fucking asshole kid. What size is this? It's that one. A 39th birthday. Oh shit. I was dealing with horror stuff. Alright, that works. Let's see how this works. Oh, look at this. It works. So I got the frickin' laptop and then I got another screen. Starling just dropped out. Yeah, it's fucking cool, huh? I can just frickin' got an arm for it. But I can set this up on the picnic table, have this on the other side. I'm sick of this guy. Yeah, the monitor, this is like 45 bucks. Like I said, I could hook my phone, this phone, up to this and use it like a computer. Like if I just want to go real lightweight. Yeah, I gotta on the leaf table, so I can sit in this chair, and then the leaf table comes up right there, and I can hang the monitor. So I hang the monitor on there. Look at all all sorts of shit done. Yeah, it'll work with a live stream too. Marshall. No, it's actually his nephew called the cops to me at Wawa one night. Narse called the cops on me. Then the cops went and they attacked some homeless guy instead. And down in frickin' Largo. Yeah, down in Largo, Florida. There's too much shit there now. Way too much shit. I'm gonna go set this up, stream for a little bit, and then I'm gonna set this up. Yeah, that picture came up in my memories. Stupid face. Marshall's stupid face. What do I do? I think we can do the settings. Settings. System. Display. Well, how does that work? All right. All right, so I can open. Oh, here we go. Look at. Fuck. Oh, I didn't apply it. Do I extend? All right, let's keep changes. All right, I'm gonna duplicate or extend the displays. Yeah, this is gonna be a fucking game changer. With that mail service that Scott took me on to, and this, I'm gonna stop a couple minutes. Then we're gonna get to work. Yeah, this is awesome. All right, let's take. All right, awesome. This is gonna be so much better. I'm gonna bring all this shit. I'm gonna go sit outside. What's the links? They ain't paying me. They ain't paying me. How about some sponsorships and shit? How about that? I posted up. I got so much fucking legal work going on. So much business to do on top. All right, we're back. Yeah, the investigator called. Let's see if I can play it.
Regarding the questions, I guess you emailed something to our office. I left you a message earlier today, and I haven't heard back, so I wanted to try to reach you. Yeah. On the current status of your case, there's an outstanding warrant for your arrest for failing to appear. That was filed on May 23rd, 2025, and the warrant was sent to the Sheriff's Office on June 2nd, 2025. There are no scheduled court dates coming up for the failure to appear charge or the original case, which shows the last entry is the acknowledgement that the case has been received by the Second District Court of Appeal. As for the direct point of contact for ADA stuff, it's the Pasco County Customer Service Center or the Pasco County Return Office, and I've got phone numbers for both of those locations if you want to copy them. And then
I never got those.
And then the prosecuting attorney handling the case is Christian Hernandez.
I never got those.
Mailing office that you can use in Clearwater, or you can use the address of the courthouse here in Newport Richey, since this is a Newport Richey case.
All right.
So if you can copy, I can give you those phone numbers.
Yeah, I mean that's fine, but I really need to speak to the prosecutor. I mean, there's been nothing scheduled since April. I've been assigned no attorney.
Well, the attorney that's handling the case is Christian Hernandez, but I'm just an investigator. I can't help you.
Right, but I don't understand why he won't speak to me, and I have no attorney to represent me, despite being indigent and fully disabled.
Have you sent a letter? Can you send a letter into our office?
As far as
indicating that you don't have an attorney, that you're operating pro se on your own defense, and requesting a contact from him regarding the status of your case.
From who?
For you, yeah. Just send it in to Christian Hernandez.
Right. Every time I've attempted to contact him and emailed him, I do not get a response. I always get a third party like you. I had Investigator Pickert over the summer. I mean, this case is stalled in the water. If the prosecutor won't talk to me, and I'm guaranteed legal counsel by the Sixth Amendment, and I've made.
Well, that's true. I'm not 100% sure on the procedural process, but I do believe that even though you are representing yourself as a pro se counsel, we cannot talk to you because we're the prosecutor's office unless it's in open court. Because you're not a defense attorney, you are representing yourself, and we can only talk to defendants in open.
And I've been deemed a barred litigant. The court and the prosecutor are well aware that I have no legal counsel, which is unheard of.
Then, have you reached to the public defender's office or the regional counsel for this area?
Yeah.
Okay, and they're not representing you?
No, they won't talk to me. All of them have claimed an ethical conflict with me.
Well, I don't know what to say other than you can find out what judge is handling this case and see if you could get with the judge's judicial assistant.
Yeah, I've tried that for months now. She will not return voicemails. She will not reply to my emails. None of that.
Okay. Well, the only thing that I can tell you is if there is any activity on the case, any court dates that come up, if you've got a good address with the clerk of the court's office, you'll be notified by that. You'll be notified that by mail.
We got nothing resolved. They keep sending it. They keep sending my mail to an address that they've barred me from going to. There's still a protective order, and this case is going on 4 years old now.
Yeah, but it said, from what it looks like, the original case is received it in September, so it may take some.
Yeah, they're not gonna do anything with that. I've appealed multiple times, and they'll just throw it in the garbage. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because it's all.
I don't know what else.
It's been 2 months since I sent them 47 pages of appeal for the lower court to do something, and they're not interested in moving this on. I don't think anybody is. You know, I've requested it.
Well, I noticed that one of the things in there is that Judge Justice had offered a way that you could do a plea in absentia and resolve the case with the outstanding warrant.
Right. I don't understand that the judge is presenting something that the prosecutor should have been presenting towards me.
No, but the judge can allow you to do a plea in absentia on your own. You can file that with the judge, and the judge can grant that, and then your case, at least the failure to appear, will be adjudicated at that point. Yeah. So if you've got a copy of that, reach out to the judge in writing.
Oh, I have.
That request.
I have. Okay. I made it clear. I'm not interested in a plea in absentia. I'm interested in having a lawyer represent me as per the Constitution and getting my day in court. I've had 5 jury trials canceled. I mean, this is highly irregular.
Yeah. Well, the only thing I can say is you could try calling various legal services, see if there's someone.
Yeah, I've called. This is
if you can't.
I have called everybody. They've left me out here to die, basically. So
Yeah.
I'll probably type up another motion that try to reach out to the prosecutor, try to reach out to the judge. I mean, no, I appreciate your call, but there's nothing you can do. I know there's nothing you can do for me because there's nothing that Investigator Pickard did for me in June. You guys aren't capable of doing that. So it seems like
well, like I said, as a defendant, our office is prohibited really from talking to defendants, unless we can only talk to defendants in open court, and that they're prohibited to do that.
Right, and we would need a hearing, and I've tried to schedule hearings. I've requested ADA accommodations for remote hearings since I am fully disabled. I'm not been in the area for a while, and they just get stricken or ignored. Like I don't know how long the prosecutor can just continue to prosecute me for. Apparently it's indefinitely.
Well, if there's an appeal, let me see here.
Yeah, there's been multiple appeals.
Well, apparently there was a petition that was granted or filed for to dismiss the expiration of speedy trial. So once speedy trial is waived, then the case unfortunately can go on for several years.
We're past several.
And it looks like that has been waived in this case.
Yeah, I've never waived it myself. The attorneys have waived it on my behalf without my consent, and all these attorneys have claimed ethical conflicts. We've already had one judge recuse himself, and I think that without discussing, going too deep into this, I believe that Joseph Justice was put in as a special assignment, to try to get me to take this plea deal, and I'm just wanting a trial that's guaranteed by my 6th and 14th Amendment. This has very much negatively impacted my life. I've set exculpatory evidence that I was the victim of this crime, and it just goes ignored. I mean, they're looking for a result that they want without letting me participate in any due process or have a day in court.
Yeah.
To leave somebody without an attorney, with denying them, any and all means of due process is, very, very much contrary to the Constitution. I get my rights trampled here.
Just maybe you could call around to some local.
I've called everybody, and I don't have money to hire an attorney. I'm disabled. I'm indigent. I don't have money to do that. The ones that I have called, they will not touch me. If you look at the docket, how many trials I have and how long this has been going on for, that no one wants to come anywhere near it. I've had 12 attorneys withdraw, citing different conflicts. And that's the chances of that happening are like 1 in 44 quadrillion. I did the math on it.
Yeah. Well, like I said, unfortunately, there's really nothing that I can do for you here.
Well, if you want to let the prosecutor know that I need a hearing. I mean, there hasn't been.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, and I'm going to need
a
remote appearance on it as well. And I'm going to.
I will.
And I need an attorney.
I will let him know that.
All right, let him know I need an attorney as well. Because I'm not trained as an attorney. I'm a disabled person.
Okay. Yeah, I'll let him know that for sure.
All right.
Okay.
All right. When can I expect to hear back?
I don't know. I'll let him know today. But I'm not sure when. Okay, but I'll let him know today.
I mean, this is dragged on. I mean, from my understanding, misdemeanors, especially a first time, class 2, usually like 3 to 6 months, something like that. And we're going on, it's up to 4 years, which is 196 weeks. It's insanity. Absolute insanity.
Understand your frustration. And I will reach out to him today.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much.
All right. You got it.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, so that's that. What do you guys think of that? They will not do anything with this. Nothing. They don't want to do a damn thing with it. So what do I do? It's the appeals court. It's held up in appeals. Appeals, it's been almost 3 months. On my 5th appeal. And they've done nothing with it. But you could be Amber Patwell's husband. Eric Patwell. You know, might land in prison. Get your appeal granted. Get a free lawyer. Get all sorts of remote appearances. What do I get? No, we can't help you. We can't help you. It's just go on forever. Forever and ever. Smoke another cigarette. I'm gonna get out of here at the hour mark. I'm gonna go set this shit up outside. Maybe I'll go on again. Yeah, if there's any lawyer out there. He said, "Oh, you might want to call around. Call the." Then he says, "Call the public defender's office. They won't talk. No one will talk to me. No one, except this guy, just some third party intermediary." I called. I mean, it's all in the. I've called hundreds of attorneys. I had that one that reached out to me on YouTube. Said he wanted to interview me and shit. It just never gets back to me. Good morning. You want to call? Seriously, I've called the Nation of Islam. I've called the LGBT rights, ACLU, Bay Area Legal Services. And it's all on my proper channels playlist, most of it. Called Nation of Islam. Nothing. They don't. No one wants to come near me. Black magic in Africa. Sorcery. It's all sorcery. I'm gonna set this shit up and freaking figure out what I'm doing here. But this is every minute. Every minute. Every day of my life is this. Just this. Legal shit. We have 18 court cases now. These sentences been held up by the appeals court. The appeals court will not touch me. I sent them 47 pages nearly 3 months ago. Now what is today? The 8th. I sent that to on 9/24. 47 pages. Frickin' suspended attorneys. 47 pages of shit. And they're just gonna ignore it. But now we're in 5 courts now. The Supreme Court of the United States got my shit today. Supreme Court, 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, Federal Court, 2nd District Court of Appeals, and State Court. We need help. No one is there. I was watching this video with that Bull Boom Bear bus guy on the new housing collapse and the homelessness. When I was losing my home, they were stealing my home, the dread knowing that you're going to be homeless. I've never felt anything like that before in my life. The dread and despair, overwhelming dread and despair. And what do you get? I don't even get as much as a phone call or a text from any of my family. No friends offering to take me in, nothing. Just left out in the street. Living in a fucking storage unit. Yeah, I'm not going to give up. There's no way. I'm in hell right now. You don't stop in hell. It's a very bad place to stop. Let's go crypto. Government followed your bank account, find you out that you're trading, 1 to 5 years in jail. For crypto? In your country? I'm not going to assume you're not from this country. I'm going to assume you're not from America. And they've tracked my cell phone and shit. These people are nuts. Come up and harass me using my cell phone. What time is it now? It's like 3:30. Yeah, I'm going to set up this office outside. Look at this. This is going to be awesome. Look, we got a home office again. Nice home office. It's crap, but I don't even think we need the printer anymore. No, we got that click the mail service. Wait, it might be put before the devil. The fucking devil. Yeah, in Africa. What part of Africa are you in? Because I know if it's South Africa, that's just another crown colony. Yeah, I don't understand how your family can do that. Yeah, Who can understand it? It's beyond the moral. Absolutely beyond the moral. Leave me on the street, and they all know. They all know what I'm going through. It's not a secret. And this involves a relationship with me and my son, which is my mother's grandson. She does nothing. Nothing. Worse than nothing. And launching court cases against me and shit. Oh, Julie. Yeah, what country in North Africa? I'm not familiar with Africa. I know South Africa. I know there's the Congo. I know you get up by Morocco and shit. That's all I know. This whole world's turning this fucking mob. It's a dystopian nightmare. Absolute dystopian nightmare. I wish I got that phone call. I wish I could have got the congressman this morning, but the fucking recorder wouldn't turn on. It could be months before the appeals courts. I gotta call the appeals court now and talk to Youtham, Yoakum, or Rothschild. Make all these calls and they just go nowhere. And she had to call the cops on him. That body cam. The cops like, what's wrong with your door? The doors. He's like, oh, it just fell down. Oh, he knocked it off the hinges, busted out freaking sliding glass doors and shit, punching holes in all. He's violent. He's gonna hurt. I mean, he's already hurt me. He's hurt his girlfriends. He's destroyed that house. And the cops just let him do it. Yeah, my son knows I've been homeless for 7 years now. They didn't contact Binance and asked with no shame. Traitor. But your government's doing that though. Yeah, and I always knew there was something was wrong. But things didn't start to come together in 2019. Find out more about it in 2021. Then I get the divorce decree. You just signed. Yeah, 7 years. And there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Like, it's just unsolvable homelessness. SSI. How about where's my nursing license? Where's my home? Where's my trust fund? Where is all lie? $4 a month from SSI. You get your house back. That's good. Things are looking up. You got your cat. House is back. Man, once I get this criminal thing off my fucking plate, what they're doing, they're just running me in circles. This guy, the freaking investigator just called me. I just played it. I don't know if you heard it. There ain't been nothing scheduled since April. The prosecutor is barred from talking to me. I'll just drop the case. Drop the case. Send me a blank check. And don't do it to anybody else. I mean, issue me an apology. A public apology. Thanks a lot. I didn't put on foundation. I just put eye makeup on. I haven't taken a shower today. I washed myself in 91% alcohol. I washed my whole body with a wet wipe. 91% alcohol, including my hair. Threw on some eye makeup. Went down to the truck stop to get my shit. Thank you though. I've been eating good. I'd like to be out fucking riding bikes and shit, staying healthy that way, but it's too damn cold and muddy and cold. And I got time for it. I got my planner. I got the laptop out, setting up this home office. And it's countless hours I put in all this stuff, and it goes nowhere. All these gatekeepers, all this blacklisting. It's undeniable. It's undeniable. I've shown pretty much every single receipt. Oh, look, a squirrel. I wish I got that congressman's phone call this morning. Yeah, Scott, we got a kick-ass home office set up now. I gotta go put it together. I got two monitors. Actually, I've got 3 monitors now, including the backup computer. I'm gonna be able to set this thing up outside on a picnic table. We'll set it up in here. I just have 2 cups of coffee. I have 2 cups of coffee, then we grab them. Yeah, I put the office together for like $200, something like that. $300. It's needed. I miss my home office. I had a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage house. I'd go out, work on my car, work on my motorcycles, come inside, I have my screen, my computer all set up, the printer, all my mailing shit, the paper, a fucking red swing line stapler. I could ride my bike to the post office, handle all this shit. Internet for $60 a month instead of fucking 300. Room to move, I have a treadmill, weights and shit, and work out in the living room. Kitchen, bathroom. A bathroom where I could take a shower. A toilet where I could go to the bathroom at. Not anymore. Yeah, a lot of these people, this shit is about to hit hard. The car market's collapsed. Housing market's collapsing. Dude, there's gonna be a lot of people on the streets. Tons and tons of people. But yeah, the dread that I can't overstate enough. The dread that I felt knowing that I'm gonna be homeless. Nobody, not a phone call, not a text, not an email, nothing. $120K. And it was her, they're supposed to be protecting trust assets. That's huge. That's friggin' huge. $120K. What was the top of it? Well, thanks a lot. Because my house peaked at like 300,000, 330. I got zero out of it. Zero. 65K. That's crazy loss. There's some other guy talking about oh, let me see if I can find it. He was talking like people are delusional, but I think listen to what this guy says. I can't. Is this the same one?
Housing market reset is here. 2026 is going to be quite a different year from what we've been seeing over the last few years in the housing market. A lot of things are going to be resetting, but the issue is it's not really going to be good for anybody, which is kind of crazy, guys. Like, for example, throughout 2025, we have seen the median home price increase by 2%, which is still going up, not down. But that is just the median price across the entire United States, which is largely driven by the luxury home sales. And it is now predicted for the median home price growth in 2026 to be at 1% only. And if you're familiar with the inflation, the CPI is sitting right now. Inflation, even homes that are going up, are losing value in terms of real purchasing power. And on the surface, that sounds like a good thing for home buyers, but it's still too expensive.
This is going to get ugly.
Things are starting to turn in your favor as a home buyer, which is part of this reset. Because if wage growth goes up by 4% in 2026, which is predicted to, and home prices only go up by 1%, then now wages are outpacing home price growth for the first time in a long time. However, when you account for inflation and taxes and everything else that you have to pay for, it doesn't really matter because it's still completely unaffordable. And later in this video, we'll get into more of the predictions that Redfin and Zillow have for 2026. But for now, let's look at the current state of the market. One very common trend we're seeing right now, which is part of this great housing market reset, is more adult children living with their parents. More homeowners are actually retrofitting their homes to have it be a multi-generational household, whether that means adding an ADU in the backyard.
I had asked, I think it's on here. I asked my trustee to move in with her. Dude, she's a monster. She said, hey, you gotta quit drinking and quit YouTube. I said, consider it done. She said, no, you're not moving in with me. I'll leave you on the street. Let her snap. Fuck her.
The basement into a finished basement, a whole separate apartment that some other family member can live in, whatever. More and more people are doing this right now as housing is more
van life's over.
It's about
the fucking
fact
boom.
The matter is that Gen Z and millennial purchasers have been completely priced out of the housing market.
Yeah, Gen Z is fucked.
No signs of that improving in the next couple of
Gen
years.
Z don't stand a chance.
6% of all Americans who are struggling to afford housing on their own right now, moving back in with their parents, while another 6% have moved in with roommates. So clearly, most people are done trying to find a place to live because they just can't afford it. And while it is a good thing that home prices are going down when accounting for inflation and wages are outpacing that, it's just not enough. And it's not going to be enough until prices continue to drop by quite a wide margin.
I want to hear what he talks about this freaking. I think it was on the other.
Because the cost to own a home are still going to continue going up, even if the prices were to come down. For example, you have your utility bills, your property tax bills, your homeowner's insurance bills, all the maintenance costs on the home are not going to be getting any cheaper anytime soon. And that's the real problem with home ownership combined with prices. And it's one of the best cases of why home prices are going to continue going down for the foreseeable future. A lot more buyers are waking up to the fact that it's not just the price of the home, but it's the price combined with your interest rate for the mortgage, as well as your annual carrying cost for the house, transacting which all add up on record high real estate prices than what people realize.
I paused you,
and
asshole.
That's why they're not buying. It's going to come at a huge cost later. And a good thing for home buyers. Quite a different year from what we've been seeing over the last few years in the housing market. A lot of things are going to be resetting. But the issue is, it's not really going to be good for anybody, which is
what they're doing to me. They're keeping me wrapped up in this criminal shit, so I can't get to anything else that I need to focus on. Well, they got me inundated. It's like entrenchment, and it's basically just slavery.
It's kind of.
I am still accomplishing.
Like, for example, throughout 2025. We have seen the median home price increase by 2%.
This guy says a lot of the same stuff. There's just one term he talked about here.
But that is just the median price across the entire United States, which is largely driven by
scrubbing their computers.
Home sales.
As long as you got freaking backups.
It is now predicted for
they can't get rid of shit like that
in 2026 to be at 1% only. And if you're familiar with the inflation,
so they used to would have like two massive like midterm tests. 1 week, and our school week was like 4 days. I think 4 days, maybe it was 5. And they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna give you either 1 or 2 essays, and they gotta be at least 2,500 words or 4,000 words. That's due next week or whatever." We got midterms, and you're gonna give us an essay or 2 essays on top of it. All right, let's get it done.
Figures the CPI is sitting right around 3%, which means. When accounted for inflation, even homes that are going up in value are actually losing
I give it a
value
thumbs up. Yeah, you got a lot of views on there.
Real purchasing power. And on the surface, that sounds like a good thing for home buyers, but it's still too expensive. However,
the amount of work,
to turn in your favor,
and they do it just to like torture you. They want a lot of people to drop out of school because they still get paid and shit. They don't fucking care. But yeah, I understand the structure under. And they gave me some assignment. I'm in an OB and peds. Like we picked those shoes. Like my teacher hated me. She either loved me or hated me. I couldn't tell. And she gave me an assignment, the breast crawl. When a baby pops out of the womb and you put it on your stomach and it'll crawl towards your breast. That's wacky. And there was like 3 articles on it, all out of India. Like no one's doing that shit. You stick the baby on your tit or you give it a bottle. Put on your stomach and make the damn thing crawl up to your breast. And I wrote like 4,000 words about that. We wanted 2,500. She was glowing about it.
Home buyer, which is part of this reset, because if wage growth,
I put my It seems to me that this phone, because everything else is streaming, okay. And I put in the signal to noise ratio and everything in a Grok GPT. It told me how to adjust my Wi-Fi. I don't know what's wrong with the Wi-Fi. It's all fucked up.
in many different markets, that a lot of them are suffering from what's called imputed equity.
Imputed
And if
equity.
you've never heard of this term,
I never
what
heard
it
about
means
that.
is that even if a home sells for less today, they still believe that its true value is actually higher. The owners of these properties
I know
are
what I
convinced
have.
that the market is wrong,
Imputed
and
equity.
that the prices will eventually revert back to what they're
Because
supposed
they've been
to
lied
be.
to.
There are still a lot of sellers out there that are convinced the home is worth what they say it's worth, not what a buyer is willing to pay, which is completely wrong on so many different levels. In fact, one of the places where delusion is at its highest right now is in New York City and the co-op boards, because a lot of
Is everything gonna
co-op
fit
boards
here?
there
Ugh.
have been denying purchases of these
Ain't gonna
co-op
fit.
units because the purchase prices are too low. Imagine you're somebody who owns one of these properties and you want to sell your co-op in New York City, but it has to be run by the board of directors first. And they say, no, you're not selling your place because the sale price isn't high enough. Like, they're telling you and the buyer
That's wild.
that your sale price isn't good enough, even though both parties agreed to this sale price. How ludicrous is that?
That is
I mean,
ludicrous.
that's how out of control the delusion is getting right now, guys.
Imputed
This is a real
equity.
story, but the problem is this has no basis in economic theory, and it distorts the entire real estate market. Because when it comes to selling real estate in particular, value is only established when actual transactions between buyers and sellers take place. Meaning, once a buyer and a seller can agree on sale terms, especially the sale price, that's a real.
So right here, imputed equity refers to an estimated or assigned value of ownership equity in an asset not directly paid for but recognized for financial valuation or tax purposes. They stole my equity, such as the appreciation of home's value not yet realized, the return a company would earn on its capital if it invested it, or the taxable value of non-cash employer benefits. It's a concept used in real estate. This sounds like derivatives. Value gain on market upswings, corporate finance, cost of capital and taxation, benefits like free parking, to assign a monetary worth where none was explicitly transacted. Oh, that's wild.
That will dictate what the true value of that home is.
That's illegal.
Right
It's probably
now.
not legal.
And without a real-time sale, without comparable sales, everything else is just speculation.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
So sellers today
That
that believe that the price is worth what it was 2 or 3 years ago just because they want to, and it's not really based in any sort
in
of
my house, like my trustee could have immediately come in and saved it. It was like $8,000. I lost a house that peaked at $300, over $8,000 apparently. When I paid them $41,000, we could have made money on it. We could have saved it at the very least, or made money on it. No, she just let me lose it all, and all my life's work in the house went right to the monopoly man. The fucking monopoly man.
Reality,
for free.
They can believe and think whatever they want. You know, I can believe that I'm going to see Santa Claus on Christmas Eve. You know, I can believe that if I want to. But is it going to happen?
Stream.
Probably not.
I gotta get to work here in a bit. Yeah, you did bust your ass, I'm sure. What happened to the...
Now, if I was the owner of one of these co-ops, depending on what the rules and regulations say and the bylaws, I would be suing these people that are denying these purchases.
Yeah, this looks good from what I see.
Like, I don't know if they have the right to do that. That's why you have to be thorough researching that before waging a lawsuit.
The kids are good, though.
But I don't see how they could have the authority to tell you what you're allowed to sell your place for. And this is a huge problem because it traps sellers in their properties, regardless of
this is all doom and gloom shit, but it's happening. It's happening.
And it also...
I looked at the value of my car, my Volkswagen, that I spent $16,000 on because they ran into my other car and destroyed it. This is worth like $3,500 now. I don't think so. $3,500. It's got like 50,000 miles on it.
It's bad for the local market there, and puts a stigma on that.
Well, my fucking kids.
Real estate agents start to know that, hey, they're not willing to sell here below a certain price point, regardless of what you and the seller agree on. Well, people are going to look elsewhere, and that hurts property values at those places even further. Just like these condos here in Florida, guys. Like if you're a buyer and you want to buy a condo here, what are you more likely to buy? Are you more likely to buy in a building that has healthy financial reserves, doesn't have any special assessments, and has been keeping up with the maintenance on the property, but the price is, I don't know, 20% higher than a building that's not doing any of those things? Which one are you more likely to make a purchase in? Of course, everyone's going to go for the place that is actually being maintained and is doing the right thing, because yeah, you might get a little bit of a discount on the other one, but it's going to come at a huge cost later. And a lot of what these boards are doing too, in order to try and keep the price floor of these Manhattan co-ops higher artificially, is they are suggesting that the seller have some sort of credit at closing and keep the selling price
A dump a long time ago.
Higher than they.
Let's go take an even bigger dump
in these properties, manipulating the real-time sale prices of these
you can't
properties.
Go back to
Guys.
fuck work.
This is a known fact at this point, and I'm sure this has been going on for a long time.
I got a warrant for my arrest.
I've ever read a story about it. And
that's like the second or third warrant they've issued on me.
Even though you're going to get some of that,
and that judge is long gone.
Don't forget, the more you pay
he
for
recused
your property,
himself.
Then the higher your property taxes.
Yeah, we got a warrant. We got a warrant. No hearings. No lawyer. No hearings.
For the property, makes it so that
you're
higher property taxes than you should be, and that's
do a
for
thrift
life.
business or
As
something.
long as you own the property, which
Get on
you can see
disability.
why that would be a problem. But also, when it's your turn to sell, if you want to get rid of the property, then you're going to be facing the same song and dance and trying to convince buyers that it's good for them to pay $200,000 or $500,000 more than what.
What's this HEMS thing you speak
give
about?
Them this credit at closing and try to play these financial shenanigans. But what all these people are doing is they're actually just delaying the
37
inevitable. They're in
outside,
complete
50,
denial
52 in there.
of the current state of the market. And
Yeah,
the longer
these
they
people are in
deny the
denial.
real sale prices to come through, the harder it's going to get hit in the end, especially
Get
once
yourself
more
a house
people
with a
find out
25-year-old
this is what's
roof.
going
Pay it
on.
off.
And the reality is, if
What's that,
people are
John,
offering 10 or 15%
that gambler,
below
John, whatever his name
what
was.
places were selling for last year, that's the new reality. That's the new price that people are willing to pay. I've always told you guys this on the channel, and this is part of the new housing market.
John, that's been Roseanne. Is a Roseanne
More or
show.
less than paid is irrelevant.
It's their
That these
asses again.
sellers are hanging on to is nothing but a psychological. It's
More than
not a
fucking most
market
people will.
principle, and it's not just the co-op board members in NYC that are. A lot of home sellers across the country are still hanging to unrealistic prices from 2 or 3 years ago. I see it all the time here in Miami, and I saw it over the summer in California. So let's get into what some of the predictions say from Redfin on where things are going to be going, guys. Now,
$2.5 million. Any asshole in the world knows what to do. You get a house with a $2.5 million. Any asshole in the world knows what to do. You get a house with a 25-year roof, an indestructible Jap economy shitbox. You put the rest into the system at 3 to 5% to pay your taxes, and that's your base. Get me? That's your fortress of fucking solitude. That puts you for the rest of your life at a level of fuck you. Somebody wants you to do something? Fuck you. Boss pisses you off? Fuck you. Own your house.
We're getting there.
Have a couple bucks in the bank. Don't drink. That's all I have to say to anybody at any social level. Did your grandfather take risks?
He crushed her.
I guarantee he did it from a position of fuck you. A wise man's life is
You're
based around fuck you.
worthy
United
opponent.
States of
More than
America is
worthy.
based on fuck you. You're a king. You have an army. Greatest navy in the history of the world. Fuck you, blow me. Fuck it up ourselves. Which we have done. Beautiful fucking position lost forever. King George III looks like a fucking birthday present. This is the grandson of the 17th richest man in California.
Does he drink?
What he wants is money.
and that pushes up the median, regardless of what's going on in the lower end of the market, guys. And as of today, I'm making this video, the majority, more than half of all the sales transactions that are taking place are well over the $500,000 or $1 million mark.
Freezing
But
in
even
here.
if their prediction is correct, that still means that home prices are going to be rising slower than inflation, which is problematic for sellers and a slight edge and advantage for buyers. But they still project that home sales are going to remain in the tank, rising only 0.1% to about 4.07 million homes sold annually. So that's a very slim margin.
Where's my
of
trustee?
any
She
sort of
can
increase that
chime in.
the headlines come up saying, "Oh, there's been more mortgage
Yeah, I got that on
applications.
tape.
There's more people jumping back into the market."
Got on tape, like
Realize
VHS
this is
tape.
going to be a very, very
She told the
small
judge she's not
amount
a,
of
she's
people
not a real estate
that
broker.
the news is going to make it seem like, "Oh my God, you better jump back in and buy a house today," because they want to
I
create
know.
that FOMO. There's a lot of
FOMO.
interest in creating
They're
that
creating
FOMO.
FOMO.
A
I'm
lot of
creating
people get paid
I'm
all the way up
I'm
and down the
freaking making
ladder
FAFO.
when people buy and sell homes.
FAFO. Eugenics. Oh my God. Causing voices and schizophrenia.
After a historic housing collapse, the
I'm not going
to a
outside.
reasonable $208,400.
I'm
But
gonna
since then,
freaking put this.
prices
You turn the
have
heater. I'm
more
gonna do this
than
shit in
doubled.
here.
We now
I'm gonna
have
set the office
the
up in here.
lowest home affordability since 1984.
Why are you going outside? It's too damn cold out there.
Even worse than at the peak of the 2006 housing bubble. In 2024, the median U.S. home price hit $420,000, an all-time high, while real wages stayed flat for the fifth year straight. In over 99% of U.S. counties, the average home is now officially classified as unaffordable for the median worker. In 1985, the typical first-time buyer needed just 5 years to save a 20% down payment. Today, that
What am I
number
doing? I
is
got so many
13.5
boxes and shit here.
years. That's the longest timeline ever recorded. The average mortgage
Set
payment
everything
has
up in
jumped
here.
113% just since 2020, and that is the fastest affordability collapse in American history. Boomers are
You know what I watched
investing
last night was
$12
Good
trillion.
Boomers. Ex Machina. That was a pretty decent movie. Let's go. Amazon junk. Amazon junk time. No, it's gonna stand. That ain't gonna hold up a fucking monitor. I don't think so. Did we look that yet? I haven't played that. I played Grand Theft Auto 5 last night though.
In home
I was at the tow truck. We gotta tow truck that shit around with the Taniche or whatever it is. I don't want to do this shit. Look at all these fucking screws. I might have done this on camera. This is cool. It goes in the back of the monitor, I guess. And it just slides in. If we can get the effing Starlink going, I'll be able to look at comments and shit. Do legal frickin' shit at the same time. Oh, an extra screw. That's $1. They better give me enough screws. I'm out here making shit work. Oh, Christy. We're back. To set up the home office and get some shit done here. Been dealing with the state prosecutor all day, or some investigator. Investigator, that guy knows that this is not right. And what's he gonna do about it? Nothing. I'm glad you like it. It's gonna be better.
Most of it though is locked behind
I have a
some
full-on office in here.
that they're never going to
I gotta
develop.
build a shelf for that printer.
Institutional investors like BlackRock and Invitation
Just don't know where
Homes
to
have
put it.
spent over 60
I need to get to the
billion
shop to do that.
quietly hoovering up homes the public never even saw listed. For the first time in U.S. history,
No, it's
the
supposed to
majority
snow
of
today.
adults
I haven't seen
under
any snow.
40 believe they will never own a home. And here's the part no one wants to say out loud. This isn't a collapse of prices. It's a collapse of opportunity. A society where
collapse of opportunity.
70
Man, I made like $10 an hour in 1999. Like $10 an hour, $15 an hour. I went and bought my first home. I found a way to siphon all that money away from me.
future adults will never own property is not
I
a
love
stable
that.
society. When people don't own anything invested in anything because they're not, and when they don't feel that they're
Now, what is
invested,
it? What
quite
is the
frankly,
point
they aren't
in
invested,
participating
they
in this?
walk
I'm
away.
going to work,
Because
doing
the
any of that
permanent
shit.
home is home. This isn't a housing bubble.
Well, you're not going to
It's gonna
own
cost
anything.
that you can take
They're going to
advantage
tax the
of.
shit out of
It's a
you.
financial chokehold
Cops are going to give you
created by
tickets or
money
blow your
making,
fucking brains out.
policy failure, boomer era
Put you in jail
incentives,
for nothing.
and corporate consolidation. It's already causing problems, just not in the way that most people think. This is worse than 2008, but for those paying attention, there's always going to be a way to make
I'm
the
rolling.
situation
It's like a
work
buck a
to
pack.
your advantage, even if we can't help everyone.
You get a big
We're
ass
gonna
bag
come
of
to
tobacco
part
for
three.
like 10,
But if
12
you
bucks.
don't understand part
The
one,
tubes are
you're
like free.
not going to do what's necessary. And if
It's like
you
a buck a
want to
pack.
know who to blame, I've got you covered in part two.
Bloody mess.
So
That's a,
welcome to
that's a
part one.
bloody mess.
What the hell happened?
Do I have that?
How did housing
This fucking
kill
speaker.
the home building has fallen?
I need some land. I can build a tiny house or something. Tiny house is not so tiny.
Million people. Single-family housing construction is down so badly that the U.S. is short an estimated
Yeah, they're all
3.2
25 a pack.
million
That's
homes.
insane.
That number is growing every
That would
year.
cost me like $100 a day. You're better off smoking crack.
One of every 6 single-family homes in many major
People are
cities.
sick. 25 bucks a pack.
Years of near zero interest rates.
Yeah, you get a carton for you can get a carton for it. It's like 10, 15 bucks. Probably like 15 bucks a carton. Not even.
Through appreciation. 2,
For less than a pack there, you can have a whole ass carton.
Priced out. And to make matters worse, we now have the fewest homes for sale per capita in all of the corporate.
You get idiots in there. If you stop drinking, stop smoking, you'd have enough for a mansion right now. These people don't know how to do math.
Double that for most young people.
Don't pay attention. My house is stripped stone, right?
For all but the wealthiest few.
That's
The
fucking
formula
crazy.
that originally built the
People are
middle
probably
class,
paying it.
the very American dream. Get a job.
Like
buy a house,
smoking
build
gold.
equity. Not stop
They're just
working,
getting rich.
not die. Most people still think the
150.
housing crisis is just
So that's like, in your money, it's like 15 bucks a pack
but
here.
it is not. It is the outcome of decades of policies, incentives, and political cowardice that slowly and then suddenly
The speaker
turned
keeps
the most
making noise.
important asset in America.
Get a job. Get a job and pay your taxes. Let them steal your
To
money.
understand how the dream collapsed, you have to understand the sequence. The era of cheap
Back in the
rent,
mechanics.
the
I like
obsession with
mechanics, I
housing
think.
as an investment, the zoning laws that choke supply.
Yeah, zoning laws. We're looking at
Globalization
that building something or building something. And me and Christina. And the impact fees were like 10, 20 grand. Then you got to put in a septic or hook up the city water and a power pole. It's like another 40 or 50 grand. That's insane. And we're looking at some trailer, some downtrodden trailer. It was more than double what I paid for my house. A couple quid. There you go across the EU's fucking boundaries.
Wages and the corporate takeover that ultimately finished the job. Let's look at the details. For
Nah,
more
I play it on
than
here.
100 years, the path to the middle class was remarkably
I got too many
straightforward.
open tabs.
You went to school, you got a job, you got a house, and you saved your pennies, your life improved.
Which one was it? Mike and the Tanks? Which one?
If you passed on your house, or at least some shekels when you died,
Shekels!
odds were
You said
good
you passed on shekels.
than you were. that upward trajectory was baked into the very structure of the economy.
Yeah, upward mobility.
Wages were going up, our debt was reasonable, entitlements were manageable.
Like my brother got his station advanced through the divorce and shit. Oh, I didn't get any of that. Advance your station. Lincoln, the mechanics. Oh, I know which one you're talking about. It's a whole good job. That's just the way it is. I don't know what the actual song's called. No, it's Bruce Hornsby, isn't it? That was apparently Bruce Hornsby. Where's the Mike and the Mechanics? Get a fucking job. Get a job, you piece of shit. Arkansas. I was writing service in Florida. And some recruiter got a hold of me. They wanted me to go to Mississippi. I go on the Mississippi websites, like fucking cotton and shit. People picking cotton. Flip burgers.
Energetically, we moved the house. The spirit comes to move on.
And America was taking advantage of its
Where's my nursing?
status
I gotta get my
as a
nursing license
manufacturing
still.
hub after World War
It's
II.
been almost 15 years. You better give that up. I'm gonna sue the shit out of them too. We got a whole ass home office and a carton of cigarettes.
Created these things people intuitively understand a counterfeit its own money through a process called money printing, and that changed everything. And as more money was printed, owning a home went a bonus to compulsory. For a while, that was absolutely fine because people intuitively understand a house as an asset. You can live in it, raise your kids
I don't want
in
to
it,
put this damn thing together.
and
How do we put it together?
protects you from the weather and inflation. No one needed a financial advisor to explain a house to them. As debt and money printing started used as a cure-all, however, we were forced to break the final tether to gold in 1971, which opened up Pandora's box.
Instructions.
We are still suffering from this in ways that most people do not understand to this day, and we absolutely went hog wild with money printing.
1A
to
clamp.
stop
Oh, this
our
is in
bubble
fucking
and the 2008
Belgium speak.
financial collapse. We printed so much money that inflation started to just outright destroy every
Starlink
savings.
strikes again. What is instructions?
But in a weird twist of fate,
I can rebuild a fucking transmission, but
housing prices
I don't want to do this.
sky
This is
high.
stupid.
In fact, this is exactly how we ended up in the 2008.
I'm gonna fucking straight up rebuild a whole engine and transmission. Oh my god, this crap sucks.
With printed money and low interest rates, this caused a new bubble.
These people want to say you're stupid, you're an idiot, you're schizophrenic. I don't see them. They can't rebuild a 46 RE.
And then COVID happened.
They can't diagnose and correct fucking CAN bus issues.
And as always happens,
They can't build a motorcycle. They can't build an RV.
Everyday goods just skyrocket.
They can't do it.
So for now, just know this: printing money causes inflation. Inflation causes prices to rise. I believe to get away from or you need to own assets that go up at least as much as inflation. But the bad news is globalism makes it impossible for you to get a sufficient raise. Real
boxes,
wages are
boxes
flat
back there.
for roughly 4 decades. So that only leaves owning assets. Now, as a matter of economic physics, the right
Run
basket of
videos.
assets
It's
will
straight.
keep
It's
up
streaming
with
fine on
inflation.
on this fucking
Really
thing.
good. Outpace it.
It just when it comes to my freaking live streams, it just, I don't know, I'm being attacked by the feds or something.
Of the assets.
What did he say?
Given that homes are the one asset people
What is it? Today
understand
Sunday? Is
intuitively,
it Sunday?
that's what got purchased.
What
by
day
a
is
few
it?
people that
What
could
day
see
is it
before
even?
the
No, it's
market
Monday.
crash. Even though money and houses were cheap, virtually no one could get a loan after the catastrophe of
Monday,
the
isn't it?
subprime mortgages. No one, that is, except corporations and wealthy boomers. And to make matters even worse, boomers
It's Monday.
have been voting for years to make it nearly impossible to build new homes. Once people understood that their homes weren't just places to live, they were places to store wealth, they wanted that wealth to grow, understandably. So they started voting for anything.
That's why the investigator called me.
Zoning restrictions, density limits, lengthy permit processes, neighborhood opposition to new construction.
That
None
goes
of it was
there.
malicious.
This is made in
It was
China.
called just simple self-interest. When supply prices rise, and for existing homeowners, that is awesome. But the consequences are predictable. The fewer homes you allow to be built, the more expensive existing homes become. And gradually, the next generation just gets priced out. And by the time
China.
we
I love
all
China.
had over a decade cheap-ass money, artificially limited housing supply, massive immigration, and an influx of corporations deploying billions of dollars to buy up single-family homes as an investment. Now you put all of that together, and you've got four forces
Put it all together.
out of reach of the average American: wage stagnation, immigration, inflation, and increased competition from deep-pocketed corporations for a very scarce resource. Now, in theory, younger generations could have compensated for housing being out of reach by mastering the financial
Option
markets.
A.
This is exactly why
Option
crypto hits
B.
so hard for young people. But overall,
Option A.
financial literacy is rare. Investing can be risky.
go with option
and,
A.
more importantly, you can't live inside of a Bitcoin or a stock portfolio.
You can't
And that
live inside of a
brings us to the
Bitcoin or
macro
a stock
framework that
portfolio.
explains everything that's happening now with assets going to the moon. Government
1A.
asset prices inflate. Housing is the default
A1.
hedge against that inflation. If supply is artificially restricted,
Mount
prices
Clamp
rise
with bolts
faster.
A.
When interest rates stay near zero for more than a decade, homeowners refinance
Get two of these
into
things.
ultra-low mortgages and have no incentive to ever sell.
They haven't given them
That
me?
inventory in place, making housing even more
What
scarce
are these
when
ones?
immigrants start competing and large corporations enter the market and acquire homes in bulk over all competition further.
Oh, a nice place to fucking put this together would be nice too. You do everything from the bed.
This is why high prices are not always a signal of market strength. They can also be a signal of a system malfunctioning exactly as it's designed to. And yes, I said malfunctioning as it's designed to. What we're seeing is the outcome of cheap money, bad housing policy that makes it hard to build, structural wage stagnation, and concentrated ownership converging into a single crisis, a rogue wave of unaffordability. And that crisis isn't fading, it is accelerating because the government is still printing money in obscene amounts.
Dude, what about the bailouts for all these fucking
protect them from the
like General Motors and all these of these banks and shit?
Farther and farther behind.
You're too big to fail. We gotta get these people some money.
We are having a housing boom, but for the young, it feels like a
To
collapse.
cater these corporations
And
and
that's why
shit.
it's time to talk about the very
You're in trouble? Here's bags and bags of money.
Was this all an accident, or is there someone to blame?
We gotcha.
We will return to the show in just a moment. But first, let's talk about who
Corporate
you're trusting
welfare.
with your security. Your phone carrier was built by telecom.
Fuck
Housing
you.
affordability today is worse than at the peak of the 2006 bubble. Americans under 40 believe they are more likely to become millionaires via crypto or gambling than
Gambling.
by owning a home.
Crypto
People
gambling.
over the age of 70 are now over 70% wealthier than the same age group just 40 years ago. Conversely,
Look at
people
Patricia
under
Marie
40
Trustee. She's a
are
multimillionaire.
24% less wealthy than the same age group just 40 years ago. Older Americans now hold 52% of all U.S. real estate wealth, more than every younger nation combined. Institutional investment.
It's running a YouTube channel. Putting together furniture and shit.
Zoning laws passed in the 1970s still block 75% of all potential new housing in major cities.
And the
If you trace
zoning
the
laws.
cost of affordability back to its roots, you find that it wasn't caused by a single zone or a single event. It was created by
I
a
thought
long
that's
chain of
stripped out.
decisions made by people who believed they were protecting their own self-interest.
Not
The
this
problem is
one
that
here.
each of those decisions, when taken together,
Let's go
created a
there.
system that relentlessly punishes anyone who wasn't already inside of it. And like all systems, once the incentives hardened, the outcomes became predictable. There are
Laptop
groups
messages.
worth looking at if you're trying to find out who's to blame.
But you can't
And the
say
first one really is best understood
We're
as a
building
villain,
a
if not by intention,
we're building a monitor
certainly by
arm.
incentives. Politicians.
We're putting together my
To
home
understand
office, my
politicians,
homeless office.
You must first understand one immutable truth of the political class. They will
Crush
do
the beast
and
system.
say whatever is necessary to gain
Shift.
and retain power. To that end, for decades, politicians at every level, local, state, and federal, made decisions that directly restricted housing supply. It's what the voters wanted. Restricting housing supply makes the prices go up.
There's a
That's
housing
exactly
crisis.
what every homeowner wants, and every
Oh.
would-be buyer fears. As such, local zoning boards made it nearly impossible to
Right,
build
that's
anything
done.
other than single-family homes
That wants
on
me to
large
put it
lots.
somewhere.
Neighborhood groups fought density, fought multifamily construction, fought
But this thing
height
don't sit on there
increases, fought
particularly well.
anything that would add more supply to the market. I can't blame them.
It just
People buy
sits there like
assets
that.
specifically because they want the price to go up. And if they can take steps to make the price go up, they're going to do it. From home repairs to zoning changes, they'll do it all. Politicians understood that helping
there's a
people
little screw that goes in
economically
there
is basically
somehow.
the whole game. So they eagerly jumped into the fray. They'll frame it as things like
Oh,
protecting
1B.
government character. But in reality, the goal is, was, and always will be to protect
That little screw.
get reelected.
This one?
And the easiest way to do that is to make houses scarce. And because homeowners vote at a much higher rate than renters, politicians cater to their demands without hesitation. Remember, the game is to gain and retain power. No one ever got elected or re-elected by telling the voting public.
Oh, fuck, I need to put that on first.
Suck it up and accept that the house will not go up in value. Or
You gotta
at
put
least
that
very
motherfucker
quickly,
on first.
Or that entitlements are going to have to be cut.
That's
Or
stupid.
they have to
I gotta
balance
take
the
all that off
budget.
now.
Or their favorite program is going to get cut. Or even that their bank is going to fail.
These Chinese instructions suck.
And so anytime
You could've
they
just
need to
told me
get
that.
elected,
You had two
they promise
options.
Free stuff. The free stuff is, of course, never free.
But it's not,
And
doesn't
so
really work like
they
that.
have to print money to pay for the unbalanced budget, and that makes prices go up. I really cannot bang this drum hard enough. If politicians won't do the hard thing and balance the budget, America is guaranteed to go bankrupt, as every empire before us ever has done.
Chinese.
The same
That's fucking
exact
Plato's
number
cave.
of debt and money is almost funny how consistently that's how empires fail. And yet, I feel like I can't get people to listen. Is why politicians never should have created a central bank. They shouldn't have betrayed capitalism at every turn. And then
They create that. Who created the central bank? Maybe it was forced upon people.
Politicians may not have set out to intentionally break the housing market, but that was the end result nonetheless. By creating structural scarcity, they have guaranteed that future generations
gotta
could
be this
eventually
one.
get priced out. And now those chickens have come home to roost.
The chickens have come home to
Politicians
roost.
need to start thinking long term and audit the data. In places like Houston, for instance, by allowing builders to build and the free market to work its magic, home prices have remained incredibly stable. And while prices have rocketed upward in recent years across
I
the
could
country,
never, like, as it
Houston
stands right now, I
remains
could
a
never
shining
afford a home.
example that benefited most from those political decisions. You shouldn't view them as bad people or be hostile to them. I imagine for a lot of you, these are your parents or your grandparents. And like everyone else, they are worthy of love, and they are simply looking out for their best interests. We all
Worthy of love.
But despite that, they are the ones
All
that
of them.
voted for the policies that are now making it impossible for young people to own a home. It is super important to acknowledge the role their incentives played in shaping today's landscape. So
11
I'm
to 10.
reminding some of this. Boomers
We're
bought
alive.
their homes when they were cheap, and wages were actually rising, when mortgages were affordable, and when the government was still reasonably fiscally responsible. Those days are over. Then they spent decades voting for policies that ensured their largest asset would continue to appreciate. All very understandable. Then a series of
Where are these fucking judges? I know they're watching. Putting together this shit.
Self-inflicted wounds.
Like, oh, you're incompetent. You're schizophrenic.
That gave them the further
I lose all my ability to freaking
insanely
coordinate my
low
fine
rates,
motor skills.
giving boomers
Put this piece of shit together.
another economic advantage.
Is that how this
Again, not
works?
because they're malicious, but they were born at the right time. Boomers are not going to be moving and downsizing, and thus we're not putting properties back on the market, we're just holding. And because so much of the country's housing inventory is now trapped behind these ultra-low mortgages, young buyers are forced to compete for a shrinking pool of available homes at a time where interest rates are much higher. Then there's the inheritance threat. A massive share of U.S. housing is now held by people over 65.
They got that out of the way.
Will eventually transfer to their children. Almost all of them are
that.
already in the upper half of the wealth distribution. That means the next wave of home ownership will disproportionately benefit the kids of homeowners, while everyone else is going to get left even more behind. And the wealth gap just calcifies. Mobility itself stalls, and the system begins to resemble a caste structure, not a meritocracy. For the record, I want to be very clear. We should all abhor the idea of a death tax for the very same reason that people are rightly mortified to their core by redlining, namely because it made it impossible for Black Americans to amass wealth in a home and pass it on to their children. We should want any and all families.
This is not where it's gonna go,
to be able to pass that wealth on to their children.
That's on
This
there,
doesn't
that's
create
that,
dynasties,
yep.
But it does interrupt the cycle of poverty for at least one or two generations.
There's a
It shows
plate.
of the wealthiest families from 100 years ago. People, if they don't spend it before they die, the government's going to take it away.
We ain't gonna
We
tell
said
you.
all of that. If you keep bailing
This
out
ain't gonna
people
tell you where to
who
put the
make
vase
bad
of plate.
decisions, you never let meritocracy automatically and justly, in my opinion, redistribute wealth. That's what we should want. Decision, meritocracy, to be the thing that redistributes wealth. People should have the ability to win the game by playing it well. And they should have the ability to lose the game when they play it poorly. If you don't allow for that, if you don't allow companies to go bankrupt, people to go bankrupt, banks to fail, all of that, you end up with what we have right now, a static tax system.
Shithole.
It is increasingly difficult to move up or down. Now,
You wanna hear about that guy with the lizard people?
none of this has happened because boomers are bad people or they are malicious. It has happened because like
If I use this
everyone
vase of plate,
else,
then I got
they
no
have
other.
optimized for their own safety and prosperity. But in doing so, they have unintentionally helped to
There's
lock
no way to
younger generations
use.
out of the very mechanism that created their own wealth. Right, the third group,
That's kind of
Wall
trash.
Street and institutional buyers. Institutional investors entered the single-family market with billions of dollars in capital, armed with algorithms that could evaluate homes faster than any human and could outbid any family. The firms that I've mentioned were not buying a few houses here and there. Their MO was to buy up entire neighborhoods. They look at homes as a financial product, not as a place to live and raise a family. For them, math is simple. Inflation drives rents and asset prices up, and given historically low interest rates, the cost of leverage was too low to pass up. And because all
That's
of this
kinda shitty.
scarcity promoting regulations,
That's really shitty.
were basically guaranteed
Why couldn't they
long-term
put that
price
somewhere
appreciation.
else? You could use the
Everything
damn
makes the
stand.
housing market hell for young families makes it an absolute gold mine for institutional investors. They're not hurt by high prices, they're fueled by them. Once Wall Street realized single-family homes could generate reliable cash flow, secure long-term appreciation, and be packaged into securities, homes became the newest institutional asset
Gram
class. In
fours.
that instant, single-family homes stopped being just a shelter from the storm and started being a shelter from inflation and taxes. Neighborhoods stopped being communities and became rental portfolios. And because these firms could pay in cash nearly instantly and absorb temporary losses,
What
they
is
were
all
able
this
to
shit?
outcompete ordinary buyers every turn. By the time people realized what was happening, institutions had already entrenched themselves. Their presence permanently on the market by increasing demand for
This is not a good
product that
vase
was
analogy
already
thing.
scarce and decreasing the number of
Get
homes
all these
available
bolts
to
for
purchase.
nothing.
The result is a market where young families aren't just competing with each other. The ultimate culprit. Politicians restricted supply, massively inflated prices through deficit spending. Boomers locked up inventory.
I want to
voted
hear
for
about the lizard people. Lizard people. Kyle Odom.
One of the craziest stories I've ever heard is that of Kyle Odom, the bright young
Hey,
college
look at all the
student
shit they give you. You don't really
College
want me
student
of it.
from
I
a
don't need all
pastor
this shit.
he believed was a reptilian. Now, what makes this story even stranger is the fact that the pastor came out of this relatively unharmed, returned to work 2 weeks later.
Hey, the pastor.
and was
Listen
elected
to
to a government position, even though times in his torso and once in the head with hollow point rounds. So let's start to unpack why Kyle thought it was necessary to pull off this heinous crime to begin with. The answer to this question lies in his manifesto, which can be found on the Internet Archive. But let's start with, who is Kyle Odom? Born and raised in North Idaho, he grew up in a loving family. He joined the Marine Corps after high school and developed an interest
They
in
didn't give
science.
me,
He went to school for a degree in biology.
give me
He
bolts for
won
this
numerous
thing.
scholarships and awards. He graduated magna cum laude, then joined the University of Idaho. So why would he do this? Why would he throw his life away when he had so much to live for? Well, according to him, his life was ruined. It was ruined by an intelligent species of amphibian humanoids from Mars. I wish I was joking. So here are the bullet points.
I thought
that
they came
Odom
from
wants
fucking
people to know about these
Draconis.
amphibian humanoids. Basically,
No,
they
they come
were
from
here
Mars.
long before we ever existed. Their technology is millions of years more advanced than ours, and he's seen them do things that defy all comprehension. They have a massive breeding stock of humans, which they breed and control from birth. They use these humans to live vicarious lives among us. They appear to be completely normal because they're good at imitating human behavior. Now, the actual Martians live deep underground here and inside of the moon. They take control of wild human beings and use them as sex slaves. Don't believe me, he says? Well, ask Obama to take a lie detector test on this one. He says they tried to take me, but they were unable to control my mind and they've been following me ever since. I tried everything to get my life back. I begged, bargained, and I threatened. I attempted suicide twice to be stopped me both times. My last actions that would bring
This is real.
attention. So everything Kyle when he was at the University of Idaho. It was the final semester. The stress was mounting, so Kyle searched for a way to cope. What he discovered was meditation. He made it his daily routine and he got really good at it. Now this continued until he encountered another being through meditation. Essentially, he went into another realm and this entity telepathically told him, "You shouldn't be here." Instantly, Kyle felt guilty
What are these
for
little things do?
trespassing into this psychedelic realm, and this emotion he had a positive impact on this being. He then considered Kyle to be a good guy, and I guess they merged, and he felt unconditional love. Their minds became connected, and it was an extremely powerful and life-altering experience. Now, the rest of that semester suddenly became exceedingly easy for Kyle. He felt like he had tapped into some kind of power. He exerted no mental effort, aced all of his tests, and did amazing, even in classes that were extremely difficult before. So after he graduated college, he started to interview for graduate school, and he accepted an offer from Baylor College of Medicine to
Baylor.
work on a PhD in human genetics. This Kyle was very excited about. However, everything changed once he started the program. The moment he arrived, he could see flaws in every professor's research. His mind was so expanded that he could instantly understand the implications of
there?
entire research projects. And he was
Still
able to
fits in
see
the
the
bag.
weaknesses in them.
Still fits in the
Kyle
bag.
would voice his concerns to his advisors, but they casually would brush him aside. He tried to stay motivated, but he couldn't stop seeing the flaws in the foundations of genetics. So eventually he decided to leave the program. And the day after he decided to leave, his life
now
became
what?
a living hell. He couldn't sleep, his mind felt
Life's
zapped.
become a living
After
hell.
a few days of this, 2 graduate students from his class began to
Dang,
reach
monitor-
out to him.
monitor
Kyle thought this was
thing.
strange because they never actually really talked in class. Then when Kyle went to actually hang out with them, they started acting very strange. Unprovoked, they would point their fingers at him in the shape of a gun and go pew pew like they were shooting at him. They kept doing this, and
Alright.
Kyle wondered what the problem was. Later, Kyle writes in his manifesto, he discovered that they actually were not human, and they were tasked with making him the next school shooter. Anyway, Kyle continues. Things slowly began to improve after he stopped talking with them. but still was mentally exhausted. However, in spring of 2015, Kyle's luck seemed to turn around and he was invited to go to an interview with a prominent food company. Unfortunately, however, the interview didn't go very well and he had to take a plane to get there. So anyway, on his plane ride back, things
Here, look
took
at
a
that.
strange turn.
Look at
An
this.
older gentleman sitting in front of him
I'm gonna put this
kept
on the picnic
glancing
table
back at
or
him
somewhere.
until he got his attention. And as he kept looking back, Kyle's head began
Look
to
at-
hurt and tingle. Right when this happened, the old gentleman's lips began to
whole
curl
ass-
up into
whole
an
ass
evil-looking
home office
smile.
right here.
The pain in Kyle's head continued and got more intense
Spaghetti
as time
time.
went on. Every time Kyle felt it, the man would start taking notes in a notepad. About halfway through the flight, someone else in front of him held up
That's-
a
that's pretty
newspaper
much
that said
overkill for this-
psychic reading
this
for 5
fucking
minutes
thing, but-
straight. It was blatantly obvious they were doing something to him, but he didn't know what. Once they landed, the older gentleman kept showing Kyle his track phone as if to say, "Get one of these." Now, Kyle had applied to several government agencies before the conference, so he thought this might be their way of contacting me. Out of curiosity, he decided to go buy a track phone. He would check it every day to see if anyone messaged or called. About a month later, he received a text message from a man named
There was
John.
another
He
piece right
invited
here
him to
somewhere,
come
too.
to church at the altar.
What's
This
the other
seemed to be
piece?
like a strange
What's the other
place to
piece,
be
dude?
recruiting for government jobs, but Kyle went anyway. However, after he got there and went inside, something felt very wrong. He felt as if his life was in danger and became so uncomfortable he had to leave. A couple days later, Kyle started to receive other text messages from someone
Fucking
named
room
Tim
here.
at the church. At first, they were innocuous Bible messages, but then he started threatening him. He sent messages talking about their power and other things. He then sent a final
Where'd the other
text
piece
message
go?
which simply said angels.
Look what's
Kyle thought
underneath.
nothing of it until
Alright.
helicopters started flying around his house all day and night. At this point, he knew he was in trouble. He knew he needed to contact them, so he made an appointment to meet John Paul for coffee. After making the appointment to see John, something very bizarre happened.
How do you get the
started
selfie
to
here
receive
now?
spontaneous, I'm going to say it, erections. It felt like someone was manually forcing him to have these at inappropriate times. And whenever this happened, a song would start playing in his head, and it would repeat the same words over and over again, saying he's just a plaything.
That doesn't go
They wanna
there.
make him stay up all night. And according to him, they weren't kidding because he was not able to sleep at all each and every night. Each time he would drift off, he was woken up violently by the song.
Where the
So
fuck?
one
Where does
morning
this piece
after all
go?
of this, Kyle gets out of bed and he's relieved because all of a sudden the song stopped playing. He thought the torture was over. Well, until a voice entered
Says it goes
his mind
underneath,
and
but it
said,
doesn't go
"You're
in.
going to be
Doesn't.
uncomfortable. All you have to do is breathe." While he sat there wondering what
It
this meant,
does.
the voice spoke again, saying, "You will be sacrificed like Jesus and get beheaded." Well, this threw Kyle into a complete panic, and he began to have a mental breakdown. A few minutes later, some man knocked on the door, and when Kyle answered, he gave him a pamphlet talking about the sacrifice of Jesus. This sent him into a complete delirium. Kyle figured he was never going to see his family
I'm gonna
again.
put
He was
this on
going
the-
to
I'm gonna
die,
put this on
and
the
all he could
picnic
think about
table.
was seeing them again. Now they lived in
Oh, it doesn't go
Albuquerque at
down
the
a lot,
time, so
though.
he decided
Fuck.
to buy a one-way ticket there. When Kyle reached the Spokane airport,
Yeah, I
his
kind of wanted
panic
this to go
began
down.
subside. Everything was fine until he got on the plane.
I want this to go
Kyle sat
down.
next to a huge man who kept telling him telepathically that he was going to crash the plane. And every time after
Oh,
he
it does go
spoke,
down.
he would sniff
All right, cool, it goes down.
emphatically. Kyle didn't know what to do, so he just sat there as calm as possible. Now this angered the man, and he started touching Kyle's leg. And the second he did, Kyle could feel the man inside of his mind. This caused him to panic until he was on the verge of causing a scene. But before he did anything, the man told him to calm down. He said, "You did a great job. You passed. Go enjoy your family. We have a
Clockwise
job
for
waiting
reduced
for you when
tension.
you get back." Kyle thanked him and felt slightly relieved, but he had no intention of contacting him at all. His only thought was to get
This
as
monitor
far away
weighs
from
like
him as
nothing.
possible. Now, after getting off the plane, Kyle headed to
Alright,
baggage
cool.
claim, and a huge group of them surrounded him there. Kyle began watching
Yeah, so we
them
can have it
cautiously.
set
and
up
they
right
all
next to the
began
other
sniff
monitor.
Kyle writes, "The sniff is something they do all the time. I think it has something to do with dominance." When Kyle finally got his bag, he
Oh,
left
awesome.
the airport as fast as he could. His parents were right outside waiting
Well,
to pick
we're
him
all
up.
set up now.
He was so happy to see them again. He gave them big hugs and told them how much
Not
he
all
loved
set
them.
up, we're close
However,
to
he
it.
writes this was his last happy moment in Albuquerque because these people followed him everywhere. Whenever he saw one, they would sniff at him just to let him know that it was good. They would also smile, laugh, and stick out their tongues. Now, as time went on, they began coaxing him to go outside alone.
I throw away boxes because things go bad all the time.
Refused. Eventually, they threatened to form family,
No room
which
for
caused him
boxes.
to give in to them. Kyle told them he would do whatever they wanted as long as they left his family alone. They responded by saying, "Go to church." He knew they meant the altar. So he was going to go and visit their home. So when Kyle went to the altar,
Live in a
people
cardboard
acted very
box.
strange. Instead,
Healing Family Trust Fund. Like a cardboard box.
needless to say, he was scared, but still took a seat. When the service began, a man came and sat down next to him. After he sat down, Kyle began smelling things. It was a smell he had never smelled before, like a reptile and vinegar. After Kyle smelled it, he became very uncomfortable. He tried to leave his home and check it quietly until the service was over. When the service ended, they said, "You can leave now." After that whole experience, Kyle knew he wasn't dealing with government anymore. He realized that whoever he was dealing with was extraterrestrial. After this experience was over, Kyle received no further instructions from them until he began applying for jobs again. Even though he had done exactly what he was told by them, they still followed him everywhere. As time went on, they started harassing him day
I hope
and
it's
night.
sunny out tomorrow. We're gonna set up signs and a
More
bunch
and
of
more
shit.
often, and he began to hallucinate things that he knew weren't real. They also started playing with him sexually. Both the males and the females would play out their fantasies in his mind. This, of course, came with more random and uncomfortable erections, as well as extreme prostate stimulation. The harassment continued for weeks and intensified as time went on. Kyle did his best to maintain his sanity and enjoyment. This worked for a while, but eventually he had a huge meltdown. So one day he was at the bakery, and he was surrounded by a bunch of old men. Some of them looked at him and sniffed, so he knew it was them. They started stimulating his prostate simultaneously, and then they spoke aggressively. They said, "Humans are nothing more than the result of a successful genetic experiment. You are a threat to the way these people think, and you can no longer be free in society. Your life is over. You are nothing but a toy. Your purpose is now to suck their private parts." They continue to say other explicit things, Kyle says, that are too obscene that he doesn't even want to repeat them. But before they finished talking, he became enraged. It took every ounce of willpower he had not to kill them. So he left the store and tried to calm
Oh, you
down,
can't even
but
put
it only
this,
got worse. The rest of the night, they
Look at that, you can put it
continued
right
to
by the bed.
stimulate him. It got to the point where he was in serious
You can put it
pain.
right by the bed.
They finally stopped after he
If you
broke
want that
down
kind
and
of thing.
became completely distraught. It was to the point where he couldn't take anymore and attempted suicide. He filled a charcoal grill with lit coals, put it in his car, and rolled up the windows. He reclined his seat and went to sleep, and he should have died, but they woke him up in an extreme panic, which caused him to get out of the car. As he slowly regained consciousness, Kyle was very upset to still be alive. He had no clue where to go, so he decided to check himself into the VA. They shipped him straight to the mental ward, but nothing improved. The medication they gave him did nothing. He just sat there surrounded by a bunch of psychotic people.
I got nowhere to put these
He knew
fucking
their goal was to
screws
ruin
and
his
cables.
life by making him into a crazy person. So he became determined to not let that happen and started fighting back. So after he was let go from the VA, he went back to the altar to ask them what they wanted from him. At this point, Kyle wasn't even afraid anymore. So he goes to the altar, he asks what do they want from him. Respond by saying, "We want you as our..." Thinking they were serious, Kyle sat there
How do you
waiting
do
for them to do
this?
something.
Alright.
But all they said was, "Keep coming to church."
Yeah, if you got a
So he did.
Huawei
After a
phone.
few more services, he found himself talking to Tim.
You can run your
the
phone on
pastor,
this thing
face
like
to
a
face.
full
The
ass
pastor told
fucking
Kyle he should
computer.
become a minister. They were in mid-conversation when suddenly the pastor revealed his true form. He has no clue how he did it, and it only happened for 1 to 2 seconds. So his eyes really are what captured his attention. They were huge. The eyelids were darker green and the irises were yellow and brown with slit pupils. After witnessing this, nothing else happened. Kyle continued to attend the altar for a few more services, waiting for them to do something. They did nothing except tell him to submit and surrender. Kyle had
good
no idea
enough.
what they meant, so he finally left the church and never went back. After leaving the altar, they finally gave him some breathing room. They held back on their harassment, and Kyle began to recover. Kyle decided to make one final attempt at a normal life by pursuing a career as a pharmacist. He started taking classes at NIC to finish up the prereqs and meeting. He also started volunteering at a local pharmacy. Unfortunately, though,
This
they
guy's
followed
freaking
him
dealing with lizard
for
people and
several
shit. He still does the
classes, so
pharmacology
they made it
school.
impossible for Kyle to study, and they continually harassed him, especially while taking tests. But even with everything going on, he still managed
Where's my
to
nursing
continue
license? Where is my nursing
in
license?
A&P during the fall semester. Sadly, though, this success was short-lived. The pressure in spring semester was intense. Every time he went to class, they started manipulating his brain until he got into the mind range. Flood his body with stimulate this, and the males would stimulate his prostate. Kyle wrote, "This was incredible. Every moment he spent in the classroom was absolute torture. The classes were already extremely difficult without all of this added pressure." Kyle concluded that his chance for a normal life was ruined, that he was too smart for his own good, so these entities decided to remove him from society. They were worried that he might change the way other people think, which could lead to problems in the form of scientific revolutions. If we get much smarter as a species, we are going to become a threat to their existence. Kyle writes that if you were to talk to him in person, you could see that he's not crazy at all.
I hope
The
this
Martians
base
are
isn't
so
too
good at
freaking
hiding in plain sight that no one would know
too
they
wide.
exist
I might have to
unless they
rebuild a
reveal
whole ass
themselves.
table in here.
They are able to
My
fool
little
us
leaf
so well
table.
that what he's saying sounds impossible. However, they are 100% real. Realize their technology is millions of years more advanced than ours. And think about that. Think about the advancement we've made in the last 100 years. Once you've done that, try to imagine what millions of years of technology.
Yeah, this is about a bunch of lurkers.
Kyle then writes, "The president is well aware
Lurking
of
ass
it,
people.
which is why
Feds
he
and
wrote him
shit.
a personal letter.
Fucking
and he
Pasco
hopes he
Sheriff's
does something
Office.
about it. And that what Kyle did
Intelligence-led
last
policing on me.
to take action and bring this to the public's
Because they
attention.
monitor your social media.
Tim and John in the story
Monitor
were
you
not
and
wild
fucking
human
make up
beings.
charges and shit.
Wild humans are normal people like you and I. And Tim and John have minds that were controlled from birth by the
What's
Martians.
the weather gonna
We
be?
want people to know
I want to sit
that
outside and do this.
the
That's why I bought this fucking thing.
is not who we think. He says it's hard to imagine, I know. Nonetheless, it's all true. Why would I give up a career as a pharmacist and do this? He says that he's actually left out many details from the story
34
to
there.
write down the most critical events in order to make it
close enough.
coherent.
It's
And he says
34,
if he wants to
so
know
34
more,
across.
like how I discovered there are multiple species of them, feel free to write to me.
Frame your location.
And he
Fuck
actually
you.
is still serving out his prison sentence somewhere in Idaho, I believe. In his
Stall?
manifesto, he also
Oh.
has a Q&A. One of the questions is, how do you know about their technology? He says,
Yeah, tomorrow
I've
it's
seen them use
38.
it, and they have
Yeah,
talked
Wednesday's
about it.
gonna be
This
nice.
was how I learned about their breeding
Wednesday's
stock
gonna
of
be
remote
54.
control humans. Physically, their humans are no different than us. They just lack a mind of their own. Why would they tell you so
Oh,
much?
so cool.
They value me because I'm smart. They were also very confident they could take control of my mind. Turns out they couldn't. Anyway, in the interim, some of us developed a personal relationship. They are very arrogant, so they told me much more than they should have. This allowed me to understand some of the things they can do. What else have you seen? I've seen them make things appear out of nowhere. One time I was sitting on a couch and a dollar bill appeared on my lap. Another time while driving, they made a paper bag appear in my passenger seat. They used random, unsuspecting items so no one would think anything of it. I was alone both times this
It's
happened.
not like he's being
I'm pretty
gang
sure they
stalked
can
by
pop in and
lizards.
out of this dimension based on other things I've seen. I'm also pretty sure they can overlap our reality with an alternate dimension. I say this because I have gone into stores where I know the employees, and suddenly there are all new employees who I've never seen before. Kyle has another section in the manifesto labeled Martian Brain and Behavior. He says, I've observed their behavior for almost a year now. Consequently, I've been able to make several deductions about them. The first deduction is based on their
Looks like it's
primary
past the
characteristics,
point
which
of no
include
return.
they are hypersexual, hyper-aggressive. Martians must have an analogous, and it must be greatly enlarged. The males are extremely aggressive. In their society, there's only one thing, and that is power. Whoever is the smartest, biggest, and strongest wins. Goes on to talk about the origins of humanity, some stuff about Martian technology, and our biological
Yeah, it's the same size
species
as my
and
laptop.
electricity, which reads, everything in our bodies runs on electrical
I'm just hoping that
impulses. Our brains operate over a wide range
I need a
of
place to put my
electrical
mouse. I'm gonna do it on the leaf
frequencies.
table over there,
Everything we experience
or
in
on
life
the.
is simply the result
Let's
of
do it on the
electrical
picnic. I'm gonna hook that
activity.
up on the
To be more
picnic table.
precise, everything we experience is the
I have my
sequence of a
laptop
series of
there,
actions
while the
that
fucking
occur
monitor there.
in the central nervous system.
And I can do all my
If
legal
perception
work and shit.
occurs due to electrical impulses,
No
it
room for
follows
my
that it
mouse
can
and
be
all that.
manipulated with the right technology. This is
Whole
why
ass
Martians
home
are able
office.
to
I'm
directly
being
alter our
fucking
perception. They have the
homeless in the
technology.
woods.
They can trick our brain into visual and auditory hallucinations, smelling, tasting.
Yeah, it's enough for Kyle Odom. I guess we'll get out of here. I gotta do, I'm gonna work on something, I guess. No, I really wanted to sit outside. I didn't even get to take a shower today. It's too cold to slog up there. 30-degree weather, come back with wet hair. I'm gonna get sick out here. We talked to Congress today. Talked to special investigators. And you get 3 people. I'm then talking to congressmen and shit. Talking to investigators. Putting together fucking a whole full-blown office in here. Going around picking up packages. It's been a long already. Done.
Do not
It's fucked up. It doesn't work.
Always remind
It'll frickin' stream. This is fine.
Wait a minute. This is a way
Oh, that's all fine.
the things of this world. Wait a minute. This is a way they want me to go after the $1 million bitches and all
But
that.
that's all wired and shit. I got that all hardwired in.
Wait a minute. Hold up. And
I got a
understand,
Cat
some
7
people
cable
want
right
you to achieve your
outside.
dreams just so they can kill you and take everything
Cat
from you
9,
once you
Cat
achieve
7,
everything.
something like that.
That's why God doesn't allow certain things to happen in your life.
Fucking super expensive cable for Starlink. What if this lifestyle's so expensive?
Don't want to see you.
You gotta rebuild everything on a miniature scale too.
Work and then they'll kill you and take everything from you. That's why God won't bless you with all the millions and stuff at times, because He already sees what's going on. He sees how this works. He sees the vipers, the serpents.
Yeah,
the
this
snakes,
is
all
really
the
cool though.
demons
It's
out there.
this is not where I'm gonna put it, but
everything so they can come in for the kill shot once you achieve something. That's why it's never gonna happen. Bro.
I just want it right next to my monitor over on the other side.
What's good for you and not.
I think that'd be perfect to be on the right side.
World out here, man. Very grimy and cold. Especially when
Well, I could duplicate this shit right here.
Like creativity or music or.
But then there's no
whatever,
place to put it sucks typing on the bed and shit.
Christian or not.
Or fucking living on the bed the whole life.
Well, for people that are trying to.
Alright, this chat's dead. Thank you guys for coming.
Achieve something in life.
I don't know what the hell's going on right now.
God's making it that way because He sees everything that you don't.